Guys, so today I am bringing you my Top 5 Wednesday video. This week's Top 5 Wednesday is top 5 books that you were influenced to buy by BookTube. This one was really hard for me. So I'm not actually influenced by BookTube a lot. I tend to be more influenced by Tumblr and, you know, book blogs that I follow, specifically Paperback Castles. Rike always has really interesting books and beautiful editions. My friend Christine, I'm always influenced by. We tend to share a lot of books, stuff like that. It's less BookTube. Generally, by the time I see something on BookTube, I've either already heard about it or read it, or it just doesn't appeal to me. That might just be, you know, some of the booktubers I'm following, but in general, yeah, I'm not super influenced by BookTube. I remember when I first started, I kind of was, but not really. So it was a bit harder for me to find some, but I did manage to track down 5. So the first one is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Aldir Sanas. This is a great book. It's a diverse read. I think the main character is Mexican American, and it deals with that. It also is LGBT friendly, which is awesome. I think I got that acronym right. If I didn't, let me know. I am terrible at remembering things like that. But yes, this is a great book. Highly recommend it. Contemporary fiction. Next up is S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst. This is metafiction. It is a book within a book. I haven't actually read this yet. I started to, but it is really complicated because you have to read the book and then the marginalia and also all the added things, which is a bit complicated, and I just haven't had the time to devote to this. It's one of those things I picked up because of the hype and then never really got around to reading. I'm sorry, I'm totally drinking my breakfast with you guys this morning. I'm drinking my smoothie. Next up is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, which is beautifully illustrated. I love this copy. I friggin' love the illustrations in this. This book is amazing. It is not what I thought it was at all. The inside cover is also really pretty. I highly recommend this. This is probably one of the books that I read that kind of redeemed YA in my eyes. I read YA, and I try not to I don't discriminate against it, if that makes sense. But I do tend to value it a little bit less because it tends to be the same kind of story over and over. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I find, especially the romantic YA, I get a little bored of. I find some YA to be very predictable. This was not. This was fantastic. This is one of my favorite YA books out there. If you're on the fringes and you're kind of like, oh, YA is for young adults, read this. Please read this. This is fantastic. I would recommend getting this or the softcover version of this. There is like a paperback actual novel version. I haven't actually looked at it, so I'm not sure if it's illustrated like this, but the illustrations really add to the story. Next up is a couple of graphic novels, which I know exactly where I was influenced from, which is Fairest, Wide Awake, and Fairest, The Hidden Kingdom. The first 2 volumes in the Fairest series, which is based on the Fable series. I got these on the recommendation of Jean from Bookish Thoughts. I wasn't crazy about Wide Awake, mostly because it's supposed to be based on the female characters, and it was kind of more told from a male perspective, which really annoyed me for a book supposed to be about females. And the second one, which is based around Rapunzel, really redeemed it in my eyes. I'm still on the fence about that series, so I'll maybe give it one more volume before I decide. So next is Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, another YA book that surprised and delighted me. Another one that if you're on the fence about YA and you just think it's all, you know, about romance stuff, then definitely check this one out. This is fantastic. It's got these great, I'm trying to find one, old pictures that fit with the story. It is simply amazing. I do highly recommend this. But yeah, so this one goes around on BookTube a lot. I know Jean from Bookish Thoughts just actually posted about this in her June wrap-up. I know, oh, who else has posted about this? I'm pretty sure Reagan from Peru's Project and a bunch of others have read this. I really, really enjoy this. So yeah, that is my top 5 books BookTube made me buy. Are you guys influenced by BookTube to buy books? Do you guys have other sources of inspiration for the books that you buy? Like I tend to scroll through my Tumblr and I follow a lot of book blogs, and I am a book blog. I post a lot of pictures of my books on there, and if I see an edition that I really like, I tend to do that, or I see a pretty cover. Maybe I should do a video about books that Tumblr made me buy. Something like that. But yeah, so that is more how I buy books. It was actually kind of hard for me to come up with books that BookTube made me buy. Another follow-up to that was The Bees by the Lainey Paul, which I bought thanks to Becca. I read it, I loved it, but she's the only one who I've heard talking about it, so I tried to pick ones that I've seen other people talking about, like multiple people, not just one person on BookTube, as like BookTube in general made me buy. So yeah, so I will see you guys on Friday with my Friday reads.